Hey, what's up guys? Quick video, and I'm speaking or asking the question to the gamers out there. What are your thoughts on the mid-console cycle? Are you guys happy with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X? Do you feel it's delivered what it was promised, or do you feel that it hasn't? Do you find it unnecessary? Did you guys upgrade to it from your vanilla PS4s and your vanilla Xbox One X's, or Xbox One S, or regular Xbox One, I should say? While I play a game like Far Cry, and I've done a few videos on it, I've had many pretty decent wow moments in graphics and HDR performance. And for a long period of time there after I built my PC, I really thought those moments were completely done on console. And though I was more pleased with the PS4 than I was the Xbox One X, honestly, both of them I found to be very lackluster. And you've heard me on the channel before say that I built a PC specifically due to how weak both those consoles were. At this time, I was expecting 1080p 60 frames per second. 4K came along and everyone kind of went to that. And the consoles were very not ready for the task, I should say. Considering they couldn't do 1080p at 60, it was impossible to think they'd do anything more. And those of you that have larger displays will know that 1080p really doesn't cut it on something that's 65 or 75 inches if you're going to be close. So for me personally, I have always wanted customizable consoles. I've always wanted the option to turn in my 360 and have it become more graphically powerful, whether it's with memory or a GPU. That's just like PC gaming, by the way. But as much as I loved my 360 and had it for 9 years, I still have it. You can definitely see where towards the end the games were ugly. Same with the PS3 and every console before that. You just kind of saw that towards the end of the life cycles, the games are kind of where you want them to be. The developers have gotten really good with the machines. But in my opinion, whenever there's a new game or a new system launch, it is always very rocky. I remember, being in my 40s, guys, I remember every launch since the Atari 2600, every Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx, the list goes on and on, the Sega Dreamcast. All of these games or all these systems had killer apps. I never forget when Soul Calibur came out for Dreamcast, it was the first arcade perfect, but actually better than arcade game I had ever seen. But the problem is, with every new console cycle, for me, it's new controllers, new everything. And back to the developers not being very good at developing for it. I remember when the 360 came out, it was a beast. To compare it to PCs at the time, for just a few months, the PS3 came out, I want to say it was between $600 and $700 because it had a Blu-ray player. It was, in theory, more powerful than the Xbox 360. But if you remember that period of time, the initial PS3 games were not better on the PS3 because they couldn't utilize the cores. They couldn't figure out how to use the system. Same with the Sega Saturn. Powerful system, couldn't utilize it, couldn't learn how to use it. So, in my opinion, I'm very happy because I know the developers know how to use the PS4, they know how to use the Xbox One X or the Xbox One, and I like having the option. I like if you have an Xbox One and you're very happy with it, you don't have to upgrade. I like that if you have a PS4 and you have a 1080p display, you're happy and we can both enjoy this game. But for a few $100s more, if that's what I want, or if I have a 4K display, I can spend the money and get something that I really, really want. If I don't care about HDR, so what? I can still play a very competent version of Far Cry 5 on PS4 or Xbox One or Xbox One S. For years, the only iterations of machines you would see were slim versions of it. PS4 Slim, Super Nintendo Slim. I'm finally happy we have options. Now, I know a lot of you don't want to buy a new system every few years, but that's kind of my point. I like that you don't have to. I like that you can keep your PS4 but still enjoy the same games. You can keep your Xbox One, and yeah, you'll have the 1080p version, much like PC, but if I want to play it at higher fidelity, I like that I have the option. And I don't care how powerful they make them, I'll pay to have that extra horsepower. And as long as they don't separate it to where people with Xbox One vanilla systems or the PS4 vanilla, as long as they don't make it to where there's certain games you guys can't play, or if they separate us that way, then I'm all for this system cycle. So I was curious to your thoughts. Did you upgrade to the Xbox One X or the PS4 Pro? Are you happy with them? For the PC crew, you don't have to leave in the comments how powerful the PCs are. I know how powerful they are. I have one. I'm really talking to the console guys, or even if the PC guys, if you picked up a console. I just am very happy to be able to buy a game for a campaign that is not an exclusive. And I'll give you an example. For the PS4, that was the only system I was buying exclusives for. The Uncharted series, Horizon Zero Dawn, just because PS4 has the exclusives. My Xbox One was getting no love at all. Anything multiplayer, I do play on Xbox, just because my friends still play on that system. But as far as campaigns, I would never buy a campaign on the Xbox. Only because I can play it on the PC, and to be honest, at 700p, I wasn't trying to play that on a 75-inch TV. But I'm so happy to be walking around this setting, watching a bear about to kill a deer. So happy in this setting to be able to, while my PC is down, buy a third-party title on the Xbox One X and be very happy with it. I mean, that's all I ever wanted from these consoles. That's all I ever wanted to see from them, and I'm glad to finally get that, and again, to have the option to have it. So now, I don't know, I'm just happy that I can do that. So I don't know if you guys are happy with it, or would you rather have a PS5 or another Xbox, or what your thoughts are. To me, these are what Steam machines were supposed to be a few years ago. And they never really took off the way they were supposed to. But would you be upset if in 2 years there was another Xbox that had a GTX 1080 Ti card in it? Or would you want a whole nother system? So that's my video, guys. I know the video is boring of me walking around the same level, but I've just been very happy to be able to play a third-party title on the Xbox One X instead of the PC. I don't know, it's just something I didn't think I'd be doing on these consoles if they weren't exclusives. And I'm glad that they're powerful, and I'm glad we can all enjoy them. So thanks as always, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and what you think of the mid-tier consoles, and if you think they're a good idea or not. Take care, and thank you as always.